basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. The Warriors have young talent on their current roster, but they need to be more agile and extend the contracts of Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody to avoid letting them enter the next free agency. But if a salary agreement cannot be reached with the two players, there are other options on the market, and the Charlotte Hornets have already shown interest in the two young Warriors. And for this to happen, a trade for LaMelo Ball would bring a great player to the Warriors. LaMelo Ball is young, athletic, solid, and a reliable scorer and would bring great benefits to the Warriors. Rumors: Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody could go to the Hornets in exchange for LaMelo Ball. It appears the Golden State Warriors have had to deal with challenges or drama every summer in recent years. In the 2022 offseason, months after winning their latest title, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole got involved in a punching incident that ruined the team's chemistry. The following year saw former general manager Bob Myers, the architect of the Warriors dynasty, step down from his post. This summer, Golden State lost a veteran cornerstone in Klay Thompson, whose move to the Dallas Mavericks should serve as a warning for the Charlotte Hornets. As it turns out, the Western Conference squad could lose a couple more by next year if it doesn't play its cards right. Hornets should monitor the availability of a couple of Warriors youngsters. The Warriors have tricky roster decisions to navigate, as Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are eligible for contract extensions. The pair of 2021 first-round picks are two of the players deemed as the team's foundational pieces who would take over once Stephen Curry and Draymond Green are gone. However, Shams Charania recently reported that the front office and Kuminga are far apart in extension conversations, despite Golden State apparently believing he can emerge as a superstar player. As the popular insider notes, the 22-year-old wants to bet on himself that he can be a max contract player. Inking Moody to a deal is seemingly more likely, per Charania. However, the promising swingman's intent to stay long-term with his present team is still unclear, especially after his role on the rotation has constantly fluctuated in his 3 seasons with the squad. As for the Hornets, they should do their due diligence and monitor the situation because Kuminga and Moody could be the perfect targets next offseason. Kuminga may be an expensive roster addition, but he could very well be worth it because of his potential elite two-way play. He has already shown flashes of offensive brilliance, averaging 16.1 points per contest last season and displaying how beastly he is inside the paint. Defensively, the young forward has the length and athleticism to be a game-changer. If Charlotte is able to land the NBA G League Ignite alum, it could slot him in either forward spot, and his skills and timeline would align well with the franchise's core nucleus. A less costly alternative would be Moody. The shooting guard has been unable to prove what he can bring on the court consistently, as the Warriors have had him in and out of the lineup. Still, the University of Arkansas product's ability to shoot from the perimeter and his size and strength for his position are enough reasons for the Hornets to consider acquiring him to complement LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. It's highly likely that both Kuminga and Moody will choose to stay in Golden State next year. However, it's only right for Charlotte to wait in the wings, because some missteps by the Dubs could result in trouble in the Bay Area and viable free agency targets for the Hornets in the 2025 offseason. Major contract update on young duo delivers mixed news for Warriors fans. Will the Warriors get one or both deals done? With the October 21st extension deadline quickly approaching, there's mixed news for the Golden State Warriors on the contrasting contract situations of fourth-year lottery picks Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. There's now 72 hours remaining for the Warriors to reach an agreement with Kuminga and/or Moody, otherwise they will automatically enter next offseason as restricted free agents. Different contract outcomes could be imminent for Warriors pair Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. ESPN's Shams Charania has offered the latest on where extension talks stand with both players, with the potential for contrasting outcomes once the deadline officially passes on Monday. Having previously been reported by Danny Immerman of the Mercury News earlier in the week, Charania has reiterated that Kuminga and the Warriors aren't close on a deal right now. "I'm told both sides are still far apart in extension conversations," Charania said on Friday's episode of NBA Today. It's more positive news for Moody amid a strong preseason for the 22-year-old who has led Golden State in scoring at 15.8 points per game while shooting 43.3% from three-point range. "I'm told there is a window for him, Moody, to get a deal done. That is a much more likely deal in Golden State," Charania said. Anthony Slater of The Athletic reported on Wednesday that a possible deal between the Warriors and Moody could sit around the mid-level range for multiple seasons. That could equate to something around 3 years and $40 million, or perhaps $50 to $55 million across 4 years. Signing Moody to a contract that's less than $15 million per season could prove a major steal for Golden State based on how he's performed in preseason. As well as leading the team in scoring, the former 14th overall pick also leads Golden State in plus-minus throughout their 5-0 preseason record. Moody's role remains a source of speculation, with some fans believing he deserves a starting spot given his preseason form. While that's unlikely to occur to start the regular season, Moody has shown enough to suggest he should be averaging 20 minutes per game in a far more consistent role than what he's been afforded throughout a turbulent first 3 seasons. It's somewhat ironic that the player with a more solidified and likely starting role is less likely to get the contract extension, but that's just the reality of each situation as Kuminga backs himself to try and become a max-level player. Golden State Warriors sweep preseason competition. For the first time since 2021, the Golden State Warriors finished the preseason undefeated. Later that season, Stephen Curry and Steve Kerr hoisted their 4th Larry O'Brien Trophy, after defeating the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. This preseason, the Warriors bested the Los Angeles Clippers, Sacramento Kings twice, Detroit Pistons, and Los Angeles Lakers twice. The Warriors' roster is far removed from their successful 2021-22 campaign, with key players Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and Andre Iguodala all either retired or playing for other teams now. However, the nucleus of Curry is still in town and producing at a high level. Golden State seems to have surrounded him with complementary talent in Buddy Hield, DeAnthony Melton, and Kyle Anderson. Sophomores Tracy Jackson-Davis and Brandon Podziemski also look ready to contribute, and Draymond Green, assuming he can stay on the court, is a vocal leader. The Warriors finished the preseason 6-0 and are the only undefeated team. In a loaded Western Conference, it's unlikely that Golden State will be able to finish above the Oklahoma City Thunder, Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves, or Denver Nuggets, but if they can avoid the play-in tournament and make the playoffs outright, they will be a dangerous team led by one of the best players to ever step on a basketball court. Related, Draymond Green takes inspiration from tragedy. The Warriors understand that they need to ride their momentum into the regular season. Hield, a long admirer of Golden State, is now working to get them back to the promised land. "Once you have a good start, they are always being effective," he said before his first preseason game with the team.